Hey, you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. I've been up here looking at this cargo wagon, and I set this up with a number of barrels, and I set this up not really knowing what the barrel stack size was, because I couldn't remember. But thanks to my new friend, the F5 menu, I can look over here and see that for petroleum gas barrels, the item stack size is 10. It's that first little blue gear property right there, right above the one that tells us the name for the stations. So that is interesting information because that tells me that I have 60 lubricant barrels, 60 water barrels, which I'm okay with both of those numbers. Petroleum gas, though, that's 3 times 18, 180 of those, which is basically 9,000 because these hold 50 each. Petroleum gas, that number is a little concerning to me because looking at the number that it takes to do 1 science a second, it's basically like 23, 28,000. I don't know. It's some 20,000 number. So we may have to end up doing something a little different with that. I don't know. We'll just see. We might be able to just get by with a couple of trains. Fluids barrel really fast. It's just the moving them that's going to be the slow part here. But I think this will be okay starting out. It might be something that future Kitch has to worry about, not Kitch today. So if we set it up like that, petroleum will be on the bottom. We might want to do something about that. And then our empty barrels are going to come out here. And are going to return into the system right here. Now, they are going to be on the outside of the belt, which is not what we want because we want them to be on the same side as these. So that's a quick little hack. We can fix that here. But it might be a good idea to have them on both sides of the belt here to act as kind of an extra buffer. Let's see if we do. If we do that, no, it'll be that, won't it? Does that give me what I want? No, it doesn't because the inserters are facing the wrong way. Okay, but yes, it does. That will unload those onto both sides of the belt. Which is what we want. So that way, this will be a double-sided belt that's stacked up. However, it'll be condensed down to 1 lane here, which it's all about minimizing the ones we have to produce. If we have them back here buffered up, it'll cause that machine to make less barrels. And the less empty barrels we have, the better, because we can get to a deadlock situation. And we definitely don't want that. All right, so while we're up here, I want to go ahead and wire all of these barrels, or all of these barrel chests together. Is there one there? No, there's not. Does that light everything up? It looks like it does. I don't trust it though. Let's just go ahead and verify that we have that correct. What's a little green wire in between friends? Oh. Yeah. There we go. I feel better about that. Okay, yeah, we'll wire all that up. We want to count what we have in those chests up there because we don't want to just create barrels willy-nilly. We do want to put some kind of control on that. We're running a little low on wiry things. If I probably wasn't wasting so much of it, that would help. Come on down. We'll run this wire down here. And let's see. We're probably going to have to redo some of these. This would be petroleum, because that's on the inside. It shouldn't really matter. Okay, we can flip that one right now. There we go. And send that there. And then lubricant and water doesn't matter, except it would probably make more sense to have lubricant down here, since our lubricant maker is down there, and we'll put water. It's so annoying. Okay. But it's short, and it's not something we have to do a lot or every day. All right, that is good. Let's see, we should be able to get water right there. I do not want to hook that up yet. We just want to get it ready. Lubricant looks like it can come in rather handily right here. And that just leaves petroleum, which we could bring in right here. All right, we'll leave that unhooked for now. All right. Okay, let's wire up some of these inserters. And what I'm thinking, at least starting out, is to make it to where there's basically enough barrels in those chests to fill up 2 trains. So that would be basically taking what the train can hold and doubling it. So in the case of lubricant, that would be, it can hold 60 barrels, so that would be 120. So that is enabled while that is less than 120. It's going to be the same for water. Same number. And for you guys, we can hold 180, so that would be 300 and 360. All right, so once we get that in there, enough to hold 2 trains worth, these guys will stop producing. All right, let's go ahead and just turn everything on, and let's get them producing. I don't think we're going to have enough stockpile barrels here in order to fill that request and get everything set up, but that's what it's all about, getting our initial set of empty barrels going, and we'll just let that flow. And let's just trust but verify that all of this is working okay. We probably could use one of those little things like we did down there for these as well. But yeah, I'm not certain that with a 10 stack size that it's going to take a very long time for a train to load ever. Let's see, that's probably giving us that little warning down there. So we'll go ahead and take that out, and yeah, we'll just let that work and get barrels, get stocked up. And then I want to come down here and finally work on some blue science. But first, I want to stop by the mall here and just the base in general and grab some things that I need. So, yeah, let's go ahead and roll the intro, and I will see you down there shortly. Weapon shooting speed. Fabulous. All right, so some of you may have noticed that I left some of these green wires disconnected. I got that fixed. We now have a little buffer of lubricant and water, and we're currently working on building up. The train is now full of stuff. We are just waiting for our petroleum buffer to fill up. So that's good. That's good, and pretty soon all the barrels that we make, they're going to be backed up, so that's going to be completely dedicated to petroleum. Which is very good. I'm down here now at where we're going to make our blue science, and I laid some of these machines out here just to give kind of an idea of what kind of footprint we're going to be looking at. It's rather large. We got a lot of stuff here. There's some modifications to this design that I want to make. To take advantage, running in the numbers and doing the estimate the way I typically do, we're going to need more than 2 red belts to make this if we were to just do it like this up here. But I think there's some things we can do that'll help alleviate that a bit. But first things first, we need to come over here and expand our track network down a little bit. I want to take out this little curlicue and basically take this a little further down so we have something to work with. And while we're here, I want to grab a blueprint of this military science station because I think it's more updated with some of the contraptions and things that we've built, and will be a better fit going forward. So let's go ahead and just paste that down here, and this will be our blue station. And then we need to get these tracks back up and running. so the rest of our trains can move throughout the network. Okay, to like right there, and then we'll need our end piece right here. So they can continue on. Let's just move down here so the robots... I don't know if I want to try to manually do this. It's not too bad. I would rather the robots did it, though. All right, and then we can just kind of clear up any holes here that we have. And that should work right there to get the rest of the trains moving. Hook that up. And yeah, we're looking good. All right, let's go ahead and fill in some of these tracks. No big priority here to get these filled out because well, we don't even have the factory built yet. We can get a little bit of it going though. All right. I think that's going to be good. All right. So I'd like to do some direct insert as much as we can here. This says we're going to need 14 engine makers. And we've got 16 of those. It's not quite 1-to-1. But I think if we made it 1-to-1, we would be able to save up a little bit of space. I don't know, is that going to be... I would think it would work out in the end, in a perfect world. However, I know that we don't currently live in one of those. Let's see. We're gonna need 16 blue science makers. I mean, that is the be all end all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Right? And that should be a row of 16, and it is. And then if we doubled that... be an extra 2 engine makers. I think our gear maker... Our gear maker... How many gear makers do we need for this? 0.7? And then 1.4 pipe makers. So I don't know. I think it may work. I think it may work out, and it sure does look a heck of a lot better, doesn't it? And that gets a lot of the items off the belt. And if we direct insert that into the blue science, yeah, I think that works. So let's take... Oh, I don't even know what we did up there. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna wanna do that. Let's see. Let's take it. Maybe start it right here. No, actually, that's not going to be the start at all. We're going to want to start with some other things. Okay, let's just start building down here. I want to take this and let's just start with this. We'll start with these guys. Do we want to start with these guys? We have to do the pipes and the gears before the engines. We need to do these before the red circuits, but we need to do this before we even do that. So maybe we start with these guys. Let's start with them. We got a little bit of an extra challenge here in that you guys are going to require fluids. You are going to require water. You are going to require petroleum. And if we run belts on either side, that's going to complicate things a little bit because it limits the amount of inserters that we can use. So yeah, like normally I would do something like this and just hook those guys up like that. Everybody to petroleum. Everybody's just happy here. Problem is that this guy needs an insert and an outsert, insert and de-insert. What's the opposite of insert? I mean, I know there's a lot of things, but, you know, it's like import, export, you know, the things that tie together. I don't know. But we need a guy pushing out and a guy pulling in on that, and that's not going to allow that to occur. Let's do this. Let's get you onto this side. Let's get this over here. And let's get you right there. And turn you over into petroleum unbarreling. Water unbarreling there. That works right there. You guys actually don't need an insert. You just need a cinder outer. But you guys need a cinder outer and a reacher inner. And you need petroleum too. That so you have an out, you have an out, you have an out, you have an out, you have an in, you have an in, or out, out, and in. That good? Think so. Let's do out, out, in on you. And we can do the same for you if we turn that in like that. All right, so that looks good to me. That looks okay. So that's getting plastic made, and from there, we can start making circuits. You're going to need an in and an out. See, you guys need 1.5, right? So that should be good just for green circuits. You come in, direct insert out, in, direct insert out. And then you guys will need an in and an out, an in and an out. Okay, that should get green circuits taken care of. And how long was our row there? It was 16, and currently we are at 10. One wire machine there would support 6 of those machines. And I think that's actually going to put us 1 over, if I'm not mistaken. 14, 15, 16, 17. Does it matter? That's the other question that I have. Maybe. That's 10. If we add more, that's 11. And that leaves some extra space, but I think we may be able to do some stuff with some extra space because we're going to have a lot of items that are going to need to be kind of balanced a little bit on the belts. So maybe that's a good thing. All right, so let's take this and move it down there. Okay, that would be there, and we want to take this last machine here and move it there where it'll be in line. Flub that up. Okay, there we go. And let's see. Yeah, you're going to need the same thing. I didn't do that because I didn't want to mess that up. All right, that'll get all of those set. And then if we put you guys, like, on the end here. It'll look a little silly, but that'll give us a little bit of space in here to, I don't know, make some designs, make a nice little patio. Mainly what I would like to do with this is perhaps use it to, I don't know, we might be able to condense some of this down in other ways. Let's see, if we take this all the way down. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's 5, Kitch. Let's take these two right here and move them down. And then that gives us a little bit of space here where we might be able to work something out as far as belt balancing. Because that's something that we're going to need to do. Especially with this, because just belt space is going to be so tight. Okay. Wait, I'm looking at this, and did I count that right? 16. That should be 15. That's 13. Why is that 13? 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I lost one somewhere. It totally doesn't matter. We'll take all of this. Right there. Like that. And then that one coming back will be our back-bound one, the one that's coming back. All right, and is this as far as I want to build this right now? I think so. I don't want to get too complex with it before we need to move it. Then we just need to duplicate that row down there, and we should be good to go. All right, let's take all these up. And take all of this, and let's see, how did I do that right there? That's turning into 2. Maybe we start at something like, you there? Good enough for me, starting out at least. Okay, that'll take all that. And all day we'll want to copy that. Then put an extra space and throw that right there. And that is going to be our full build. That will come back. That will come back. And that will be our return sushi. This will go into right there. And this will go into right there. Wow, that seemed like a lot of work. I hope that it's going to work. I really, really hope that this is going to work. I might actually bring this on out and set up some areas. I think getting stuff on the right side of the belt is going to be a big concern with this build. These are not lined up. It was off by 1 tile. There we go. Good fix. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of build out the rest of this. I may go ahead and set the inserters and set all the wires and things like that. And yeah, I guess we'll just have to see if this is going to fulfill our needs or not. Looking at the size of this, one thing that I did consider was maybe cutting the build in half and doing one half in one setup and another half on another. I think with blue science will be okay, but that may be something we have to look at in future builds when we get into like the yellow and purple. Because if I remember anything from the Impractical series, they get exponentially bigger pretty quickly from here on out, because we're going to have to deal with things like blue circuits and fun stuff like that. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode, where, yeah, we can turn this thing on and see if it works. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.